Shit, that was close. You did good.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know this beat, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Game Season 2, Episode 8, and let's go right into the video. So, Marvin and Sydney enter the villa after the heart rate challenge that reveals that the three couples that are vulnerable are Andrea and Toby, Johnny and Drina, and KK and Chris. So Sydney's in the villa. Obviously she's the ex of Isaiah, and we find out that they have not seen each other since breaking up 2 years ago, and their breakup was messy. Like, it's very awkward for them to be interacting, but you know, they're trying to be cordial, they're trying to be friendly, but it's definitely awkward because this is your first interaction with your ex, like, ever since. So it's crazy work.
Doing pretty good.
Good. Sorry I had to come in like that.
It's alright. Shit. Long time no see.
I know.
Back to back.
Yes.
You look good. You look healthy.
Thank you. Thank you. So do you. We look older.
I feel older. I feel way older. But I feel like we had a lot of both growing up too.
Once again, you know, Johnny and Drina are vulnerable, and Drina's feeling some type of way because she's like, you know, once again, she's feeling vulnerable, but like Johnny's like trying to like, you know, pep her up, basically say like, you know, don't give up. But she's just kind of like, you know, wants to catch a break. Like every minute she's vulnerable, every minute she's like up for, you know, elimination or some sort. So she's kind of feeling some type of way. Everybody's kind of feeling down, like Chris and KK, they're like, you know, from power couple to vulnerable. Like, it's crazy work. So there we have it. We find out that Isaiah and Nicola, they get to go to the hideaway. So they're like, oh, you know, friendship couple going to the hideaway, crazy thing, you know. So I mean, they still try to make the best of it, you know, go to the hideaway, think they're just gonna have like a chill, relaxed night. But no chill, no relaxed night. Go to the hideaway, come to find out they have to pick out of the three couples, you know, which boy, and you know, 2 guys and 2 girls to go duel each other in you know, the next day. So basically for the guys, you know, Isaiah, he wanted to pick Chris against Johnny, you know, but Nicola, she was trying to say like, well, she has a connection with Chris. So Isaiah, since, you know, he's in a couple with her, I guess for Nicola's best interest, he was like, okay, well then we'll put Toby up together. But he's saying in like for himself, when it comes down to it, you know, Toby going into a duel with Toby, you know, is a good matchup with him. But if you put Johnny or Chris against Isaiah, like the matchup, like coming out of it, he probably would lose. So he's trying to look out for his best interest, because actually when you really think about it, $250,000 is on the line. Like, let's be real, like this is a game after all. So for the best interest, especially since Chris was just power couple, he was the winner of the first challenge. Like, you gotta really think about it, like, let's take out the strongest. So he was like, okay, Chris and Johnny, good matchup. So then for the girls, you know, Nicola was saying like, you know, Andrea and KK, because they're very strong. You know, she came second in the challenge, she was one of the first people in the challenge, she's a power couple, you know, it'll be a good matchup for those two. So that's what was going on. But obviously, I guess with the guys situation, they were kind of like going back and forth with that situation, and it was like not going right. So basically this entire episode was about the duel. Like, even though we had a duel previously this season, this one seems like it was for all the marbles, because they find out that whoever loses a duel has to get sent home immediately. So just kind of like, well, it's kind of sad, like, wow, you lose this duel, get sent home immediately. So they wake up, everybody wakes up, you know, next day, they're like, okay, they see the big ring in the middle of the lawn. So they're like, okay, there's a duel. So they get a text, they find out which guys are going head to head against each other. They find out it was Chris and Johnny. So they're like, okay. So they're like, you know, everybody trying to prepare themselves, like, oh wow. And then they find out it was Andrea and KK going against each other. So they're like, you know, Andrea and KK were feeling some type of way because they came in together into the villa. They're kind of good friends in the villa, so it's just kind of like, you know, a tricky situation. Chris was also feeling some type of way because he was like, oh, him and Isaiah have like a good, you know, friendship in there. Like, he wouldn't have done that to Isaiah. But I mean, out of 3 guys, I mean, I guess he would have wanted, you know, Chris to go, you know, Chris to not be picked at all, or for him to go against Toby. But I mean, it is what it is. So obviously Chris and KK, they took it the most in terms of being picked. You know, that, you know, obviously she's going against her friend, and then obviously he's going some type of way like Isaiah. So then Nicola and Isaiah, they come out of the, you know, hideaway, you know, they're kind of feeling some type of way. Like, I think Isaiah, he asked Nicola for a hug, but I guess Nicola was just kind of like off. Like, she's like, oh, you want me to hug you? Like, it just felt so, like, they're already a friendship couple, but like, it was just so off and awkward. And he was like, you know, you don't have to give me a hug. Like, it was crazy. So, you know, they did hug or whatever, but they walked out of the villa and was giving walk of shame. Like,
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Oh shit, here they are.
they didn't feel confident, or she didn't feel confident. It was very walk of shame. Everyone was looking at Nicola and were like, you just feel very like distraught. Like, what's going on with you? Everybody sitting on the couch. It was just kind of like, you know, obviously everybody's getting good friends with KK. They're good friends with Chris, like Johnny, Andrea, like everybody's getting friends. So, you know, KK, she walks over to the group with like Garby, Justine, Kendall. I think Tyreek was also there, or Chris was there as well, and basically try to explain like the situation of how things go down. KK gets up and walks away because she just probably like, she's trying to process that there's a duel coming up today. She has to get prepared. Like, she needs to lock in. So then she's telling everything. Chris is trying to feel like some type of way, like, you know, why would I be picked? Because if me and you are chatting and, you know, if we're trying to like build something together or whatever, like, is it really like fake or whatever? But like, you gotta understand, this is Love Island games. Money's on the line. You wanna win. So at the end of the day, you just kind of have to move on because this is a game. Because this is really giving, like, you know, what Ray was doing last season to Justine. Like, Justine knows firsthand how friends be in this game. Because when Ray got, you know, put up or into a duel or something like that, I forgot what happened specifically, but I did review it. But Justine, she was feeling some type of way because obviously, you know, Ray was going at her like, oh, how could you do that? How could you do that? Da, 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 da. So this is basically giving flashbacks to that season and what happened over there, because it's just like, you know, this whole, everybody feeling some type of way like, oh, I wouldn't do that to my bro, I wouldn't do that to my friend, da, da, da. But stakes are $100,000 higher than the last season, you know, 150 to be exact. So it's 250K on the line, is a game. I gotta lock in. So then later on, Isaiah wanted to walk up and talk to Chris. Chris was just like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't really want to speak right now. So he was just like, you can't even look me in the eye. Like, you know, you're my dog. Like, what's going on? Like, it was like, they just kind of just did not want to speak to Nicola and Isaiah. And that's cool. That's great. Nicola, she felt some type of way. She started crying in the confessional like, oh, I wouldn't speak to, you know, anybody like that way, because she walked over to KK. KK went over to the dock and like sitting down. She just like getting herself ready, getting herself motivated, like preparing, because she has a duel against one of her good friends, her, you know, I guess her best friend from in the villa. And, you know, it's just sad that because one of them has to go home. And she's saying like, you know, it's me and you, and me against you, and I'm choosing me every time, like, you know. So like, I'm gonna make sure I prepare myself to win this duel. So with that being said, Nicola walks over, tries to sit down, talk to KK. KK's just like, no, I don't really want to talk to you right now. I'm just trying to like do that. And I guess Nicola felt some type of way, which is giving how Huda was acting towards Shelly, because Shelly didn't want to speak to her.
Oh, what you gonna do when they come for you?
Which I'm just like, girl, you know, give her a chance, give her a time, whatever. So Johnny, he was preparing himself. He just like, you know, he gonna lock in. He didn't eat nothing, no breakfast, no thing. Like, he locking in. Like, he don't want no food on his stomach. He locking in, preparing himself for this duel. I feel like, you know, Josh is trying to like, you know, prep up, get ready with Chris, while like Toby, Tyreek, everybody else is basically trying to hype up Johnny. Nicola, she was also feeling some type of way because Andrea and KK were crying in the dressing room or whatever, and she was just like, I don't want to go in there because they're all mad at me, da da da. And just like, they're not mad at you, it's just like, it's just a bad situation to be put in. And I just feel like you need to have to understand that, because I mean, the decision had to be made because you're a power couple, you want to win, this is the game after all. But no one's really mad. It's just like, at the end of the day, a decision had to be made is a bad decision. So with that being said, the duel is here. The duel is here. Ariana walks in. Everybody's just like on edge because one of their friends are going home. You know, it was just like, you know, one of their people going home. I think Ariana asking like Nicola, how does she feel? Like, what went down the highway, da da da. And you know, KK had to basically hit Nicola with like, don't feel like, I don't feel bad for you because you're the power couple. You had power, so I don't feel bad for you. It's just like, the situation just sucks to be in.
We're not mad at you. It's just worst case scenario for her and I.
I mean, I was just in a power couple. I know it's a hard position to be in. You're not the victim, you know, like, you're the power couple. You have the power. So I'm sorry that I don't feel sorry for you.
So, I mean, she hit her with that because she's like, oh, I wish I could have done it. I wish I could do all da da da. And it's just like, you know, yeah, I understand that, but just like, you're in a good spot. So be happy that you're in a good spot. I mean, you know, don't feel bad or try to take pity from the situation because nothing's happening to you. It's happening to either Andrea or KK. So anyways, the girls went first, and basically it was like a tug of war with like a punching bag. Essentially, that was the duel. So they had to drag, you know, wait for the punching bag to drop, and they had to drag it into their color. So tug of war between Andrea and KK, best out of two, or best out of three, whatever. Andrea won the first round, she won the second round. I mean, KK put up a good fight, but ultimately KK lost the duel. So next was like the big one, the big challenge. And it was against Johnny and, you know, Chris. So, you know, they went at it, and it was literally like tug of war, back and forth, because like Chris, he almost had it, but Johnny, he was tugging, and then everybody on the bleachers like, Andrina, she felt like Johnny was fighting to the death, because the way she was screaming his name, she was like, oh, like when he didn't have it, she was like dropping to the floor, like it was crazy.
Oh my God, they're back and forth,
Hold that shit, Chris! Hold that shit, Chris!
No! Johnny, pull!
Everybody screaming Johnny, everybody, like, it was crazy. KK screaming Chris, da da da. Crazy. So ultimately, the first round, Johnny won. So after the round, you know, Chris, he like standing there trying to catch his breath because it's best out of three. So, you know, they have essentially 2 more rounds to go to. But Chris, he was feeling uneasy. So he was like, you know, holding his hand and like, you know, feeling it. And he was like, I feel like I broke my middle finger. So medics came in and, you know, tested his finger or whatever. And they concluded that, you know, it wouldn't be wise to continue on, especially in the tug of war challenge. It wouldn't be wise. So he's like, I'm not gonna risk it, because obviously he's 6'8" overseas. Like, he's not gonna risk any more injury. I mean, even with $250,000 on the line, like, he's like, you know, he got that 6'8" overseas money. That can be good for his little 250. You know, he good. He cool off of that. So essentially, since he didn't continue on, and Johnny did win the first round, he won. So therefore, Chris left, KK left. Chris, you know, end up saying, you know, he feels fine because he's leaving with KK and he's going to continue seeing where things go with KK outside of this. Everybody was kind of sad for KK and Chris because there's like, you know, Garby, she had a really good friendship with KK. So it's like, you know, Garby was just saying in the confessional, like every time she like gets close to somebody, you know, they end up leaving the villa. I mean, you know, kind of is what it is, but was fine with Isaiah. I mean, he was just saying like if he won the duel, you know, Isaiah would have regretted it, you know, moving forward. Like, you know, anytime they had to make a decision, Isaiah probably would have been on the chopping block with whatever couple he was in. But yeah, Chris and KK lost. They are going home, and obviously from power couple to dumped, crazy. Like, it's crazy how the night changes in this villa. Like, nothing is set, nothing is certain, especially during Love Island games. Like, it can be flip-flop real quick. They finally decided to have a child with, you know, Nicola. She basically said to Nicola, like, I'm not mad at you. You know, you have, like, I was just in your position. I had to do that with Selena and Mert. Basically, that's what she's, like, insinuating with that. Like, it's not an easy decision. Like, I understand where you're coming from. But, like, I think Nicola was just trying to make a pity party out of it. Which I'm just like, girl, you're in a position of power. Like, just, you know, stand on business. Stand on your, you know, decision. Granted, she didn't, I guess, agree with the Chris and Shawnee decision. But, like, you did make the decision for the girls, so just stand on the decision and keep it moving because you are trying to win for money, right? So she did talk to her, hug it out with, you know, Nicola. Like, there's no bad blood, even though it seemingly Nicola was trying to make it seem like that. But I'm just like, if you're trying to prepare for a duel, like, let them prepare for a duel. Like, it's kind of like life or death situation. The way Andrina was like going on about it. Johnny, he got lucky. I feel like for Andrina's sake, you know, he thanked the Lord. He like thanked the Lord because, you know, if Chris didn't break his finger, best out of 2 more rounds of going back and forth with Chris, yeah, he would have been tired out. But yeah, that's how the episode ended. You know, now the villa's really shaken up because, you know, the top dogs of the villa are gone. So it's really anybody's game in that villa. I mean, Justine could win 3-peat. You know, Garby, she's strong too. I mean, like I said, this Johnny and Chris duel is one for the books. And yeah, can't wait to see what happens on Thursday's episode because there's no episode tomorrow night. And anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerning. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe. And you guys watching this video. Peace.